Alright. It is time for iCast, your freaking awesome replays. It is, of course, the 1-2 punch challenge where players were only ever allowed to attack in more than one place at once. So you always have to attack in 2 or more places at once. Never allowed to do a one-directional attack. Up here in the top left-hand side, this is a name I haven't seen in a long time. Is it from Florencio? This was one of the victims of Florencio. 2 episodes. He was in 2 episodes of Florencio Files. I remember this guy. It is Mind Grapes. Oh shit. I'm pretty sure he was in 2 different episodes, right? Oh my god. Maybe one in the 70s and one in the 120s. I think they had a rematch. Down here at the bottom left-hand side, in the blue, the Terran player, it is D's Nuts. Oh, these are definitely the sort of guys where you're like, these are some Florencio type players. Oh my god. Sorry guys, this fucking screen has been grainy for the whole time, hasn't it? Big apologies. There we go, just fix that up. I do apologize for the earlier ICYFAR casts being a little bit grainy in this show. Or the previous cast. Had a graphic setting that I forgot to fix up there. But that is now all right. It's going to be just a barracks, a gasless expand. 600 minerals for this Terran. Could have built that expansion a little while ago, mate. It's going orbital, marine, SCV scout. Command center does go down. Okay. Zerg player's just chilling. Not really scouting offensively just yet. Big thanks to Maxan in chat explaining to people, what is Smooth Brain Day? What is Smooth Brain Casts? So for those who don't know, Smooth Brain, it was originally Smooth Brain Saturdays, but we've moved it around to be, I guess it's Smooth Brain Sunday for you guys in North America and EU. And that is, what sort of a shit nugget spends their bacon to say pig's gay? Of course pig's gay. If you ate bacon all day, wouldn't you be happy as well? Jesus, little shit nugget just distracted me. What was I saying? It's where we cast Florencio Files, Diamond in the Rough, King of Cannons, and Kaboom, baby. All of our shows which involve people playing alternative StarCraft, that is our Smooth Brain Day. It's where players who break the fundamental logic of StarCraft and do what most people would call suboptimal, terrible, shit, bad StarCraft play. Most people would look at their strategies on paper and say, oh, you're a smooth brain, small brain, low IQ mother trucker. Well, we like to cast all of those and watch them win against surprisingly high-level opponents. And that is, of course, Smooth Brain Day. We are, at the moment, on a schedule where every Sunday, if you're in North America or Europe, that's Monday if you're in Asia, Oceania, Australia. After casting ICYFAR, go straight on into those casts. So when we finish this game, we're going to be casting that. That is, of course, the live schedule. Schedule's been a bit all over the place for people in Europe. We haven't really been able to hit those due to DreamHack Masters kind of overlapping with my normal schedule. But as the season finals rounds up next week, we should be back to a bit more of a normal schedule, able to cater to those Europeans a little bit more. And oh, now they're calling me straight in chat. They're using their bacon to highlight messages saying, "How dare you? How dare you?" It's a quick laugh for Mind Grapes, who's built fuck all fighting units so far, but is making ling speed. Some Zerglings are coming out. D's Nuts takes out the Overlord. Says no information for you. Mind Grapes really has very little info. It's building Zerglings now to try and get a bit more. There's a factory on the way. D's Nuts here with some truly old school. What's the bet? There's a tech lab. No, okay, it is going to be, it's like a 2-on-1, but just like a really inefficient one. I like it. Okay. So the Zerg droned up really hard initially, but now it's kind of slowed down in that droning. It isn't really using the third base at all. 7 more drones are now on the way, and that's going to help that a lot. Good creep spread. I mean, Roach Warren Lair, it feels like the setup's a bit better for the Zerg, but Stim Bio could be good. There is an eBay on the way. D's Nuts. Not really a fan of ever dipping below 500 minerals. It's going to go for double medevac pressure here. Immediately swapping that starport over. Oh, a cheeky butt is going down. We got a NYDUS on the other side of the map. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mind Grapes is going to go for the NYDUS worm. And you know what? That's going to time out. 16 Marines are going to pick into 2 medevacs. They're going to boost across the map. And as they're halfway across the map, I think a NYDUS is going to pop up in the main base. This is the worst possible timing for D's nuts, or at least it looks like it's going to be the worst possible timing. If you have all these Marines at home, I think you're totally fine. Honestly, there's not many roaches out yet. Mind Grapes needs to build a few more units. Only has 2 gases with a NYDUS? This build makes no sense. Mind Grapes, I mean, I know the metaphor we talked about with Mind Grapes when we were casting against Florencio is that this Zerg player doesn't really have a brain that's like a bunch of grapes. That's the ideal brain. If you think of a bunch of grapes, it's like all these different kind of surface areas and grooves, all these things creating this. But this build order is gas-starved like crazy. It's trying to mass queens. The roaches aren't even in the NYDUS worm. You've got to put your army in the NYDUS worm, you fuck-knuckle. Oh no, Mind Grapes! Okay, he's going to attack there. The 16 Marines are on the front. The Lings attack the natural. Mind Grapes, unload! Please unload! Oh my god, but the roaches aren't there. The roaches are at home, which might actually work out. Only the Queens unload. The Lings get cleaned in the natural. The roaches being ignored and forgotten about by Mind Grapes. It turns out to be fortuitous because they actually intercept that drop, and now there's Queens in the mineral line. Really needs to get those roaches in the NYDUS to support this. Queens on their own, they just don't do much damage. They're great with roaches in front of them to transfuse, but you know what? The creep is spreading. Where's that tank? The tank moves up, really nice position. D's nuts is trying to do that. The roaches are still not in the NYDUS worm. The Queens are just gonna run away. They're like, nah, we don't want none of that. That's too much symbio, dude. You know what? He actually gets him out of the main. Roaches come over. They're gonna shut this down. Mind Grapes builds 17 drones and a Spire. He's gonna try to take 4 gases as well. Accidentally used just the same drone to build both of these gases. So obviously the second one canceled the first one, but realizing that leaving all the roaches behind meant it wasn't gonna work, he's gonna now drone up and go 6 gas Spire. The problem is that there is a big scary Terran army. There's a 3rd command center. I mean, how much? 3 barracks production. Stim and shields is done. I think the lack of medevacs is definitely hurting D's nuts right now. Only 1 to heal all these Marines. Has to be very sparing on the stim usage. But the Zerg on the other hand doesn't have upgrades yet. Double Evo does go down, so we'll be able to start catching up on that. Infestation Pit as well, OV speed, and a crazy amount of drones. Okay, Mind Grapes might be getting a bit too greedy here. I guess bringing all these Queens out to help reinforce the defense could be very useful. Still a ton of roaches in that main base. It's going to split some of those off. Wow, look at this pro gamer shit. Look at these control groups. Multiple control groups for the army and the Queens, and oh my god. Okay, I don't know what. One of the control groups is 4 Queens in a spawning pool. If anyone can theory craft onto why you need 4 Queens in a spawning pool, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Not sure what the reasoning is behind that one, but probably didn't need to sim there, but does take down the NYDUS worm. And D's nuts kind of sitting on 2 base, maybe being a bit overly careful. He's going to send an empty drop and a full drop across the map. And what are we building? Mutas are on the way out now. Mutas are starting to pop. Already. One muta popped. 1 muta popped. What? There's just not that much gas. Let's try to go 1-1, flyer attack, Spadeling Nest. There is 1 mutalisk on the map, which is going to fly over and see this drop. Marines come forward. Remember that these Queens do not have upgrades just yet. So the +1 attack Marines doing pretty okay there. But they do have to pick up and leave. Come on, chase it, single mutalisk. Go! By the way, Tasteless recently made a very astute observation. He realized that if you really think about it, a mutalisk is literally just a prawn, or a shrimp, as you guys would call it in America, with bat wings. And I can't say I disagree. It really is, isn't it? It's just a shrimp with bat wings and some spikes on it. So I wonder, if you were to eat Mutalisk, do you need to like slice a knife down the back of it and then you can pull the poop trail out like you do with the like you do with the prawn? Is that the way you otherwise there's all the gross stuff in it, the acid and stuff? It's good shit. Oh guys, we already have a person in chat saying prawns and shrimp aren't the same thing. Ooh. Well, actually, our favorite people at parties are hanging out in chat. Mind Grapes jumping on this. Mind Grapes army is far inferior and is trapping himself in a corner. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is trying to get ready to do a Baneling run by. Was getting ready for a two-froged attack, but D's Nuts has a way better army. But you could also tell that D's Nuts has everything on one control group running around in a blob and no map vision. And the slow Baneling run by. Oh my god. The slow Baneling run by. It takes out the depot. Oh my god, the SCVs. Okay, good spready. The SCVs kind of pull away. Some of them do anyway. They're still a bit clumped. And that tank takes about 7 Banelings for the team. Well done. Another attack comes in from the left-hand side. Mindgrape still, I think, has like a softer army for sure. It's like just Lings and Mutas and Roaches. But you know what? Has so much money. And as long as you can take out some SCVs, it won't be a terrible trade. The Roaches getting caught. Oh, the tanks! The tanks! No! No! The tanks just slaughtered their own mineral line. They just killed about 15 workers. NYDUS Worm up in the main base as well. Oh no. Oh. Does pick up and defend the drop. I mean, I think with the better upgrades, you still might be able to do this, right? Oh, picks up and flies into the butts. Get unload, unload, unload. NYDUS Worm going there. More Banelings rolling in, constantly attacking from 2 sides at once. Mindgrapes showing what they're made of and shutting this down. Mind Mother Trucking Grapes attacking from multiple angles at every single opportunity. The Roaches and Lings are getting slaughtered. You've got to be a little careful there, mate. The NYDUS pops out though. The Swarmos are going into the main. This is it. All the fighting is on D's Nuts side of the map. If D's Nuts can't do anything to pull the attention away, looks like he's going to get overwhelmed. The NYDUS Worm's going to pop up there as well. The Mutas attacking the other mineral line, sticking to the challenges. Mindgrapes always attacking multiple mineral lines at once. I mean, this is just waves of bullshit. This is so goddamn hard for D's Nuts to deal with. And I mean, that's just the way it is. Oh, the Marines position. They get all the Mutas. They're going to shut down the NYDUS Worm. Oh, and you know what? It's about to hit 2-2. Halfway to the +3 attack as well. Nice upgrade advantage. I mean, at 43 SCVs, it's not a good economy, but D's Nuts has a 4th command. So if D's Nuts can just stabilize and get like a bunker up on each side of these mineral lines to stop these little run-bys, leave a few tanks spread around, these attacks aren't finding as much damage. If you can secure a 4th, rebuild your SCV count, D's Nuts has a massive army of Marines. 65 Marines, which are going to beat everything Mindgrapes has if they're microed correctly, as long as the Banelings don't connect. But not leaving anything to defend the NYDUS Worm in the main, I think, is a very big problem. There's one tank there, but probably should be further over to the left. +3 armor starts immediately, not missing a beat. Does need a planetary on that top right, though. D's Nuts still running around this giant ball of Marines without any support. You do not want to run that on creep against Speedbanes, unless there's only 8 Speedbanes. Mindgrapes, you greedy boy, is trying to go Ultras, Infestors, more Mutas. You need Banelings or you're just going to die, buddy. Mindgrapes, still not morphing more Banelings. Does has Pathogen Glands, so... Oh, Infestors might actually just cut it. Just don't run into that with only 8 Banelings. Okay, more Banelings are morphing right there. And Infestors are out with Fungal now, which is... Honestly, you see that many Marines standing on creep against someone who has Infestors, and you're like, oh no, the Terran doesn't know. I think he actually scanned the Infestors, but I don't think he really realizes right now. And he desperately needs to up his factory production. He's still only on 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. So his army's super basic, and you can tell he's kind of in this Terran mode of, all right, I macroed well, I weathered the storm, I defended, now let's headbutt. The first Fungal kind of whiffs, the second one gets a decent connection there, third Fungal hits 2 Marines. And you know what? That's still a lot of Marines there, but D's Nuts is about to try and, I think, just shove his hand in the meat grinder just to see what happens, you know? I feel like, you know, there's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. In this case, it's Billy Bob, and other hillbilly ass-fuck names, you know, stick their hand in the meat grinder to see what happens. Yeah, it's their excellent fucking let's kill ourselves adventure. Please make more tanks. And the second factory is almost there. It could work. Mutas are on the right. Mindgrapes is getting into Ultras. That is a problem. Extra barracks going down for Tech Labs. There's 2 turrets there. I think they should be okay. No building armor or high sec, but... Oh, that's a lot of Ling Bane, man. That's still a mostly Marine army. You add Ultras against it, which will kick the shit out of those units as well. Still, this Overlord, man. Oh my god, that Overlord's never going down. And this army is just so fragile, dude. You've got this explosive... Oh, the Mutas might fly into the Marines. I don't know. Okay, NYDUS on the top right. Does spot that one. Oh, Mutalisks! Mutalisks, no! They all go down, but queens are coming through the middle. Look at this attack. Oh my god, the fungal! No, the infestor got sniped! He could have landed a massive fungal, but he's rolling through the south. Locusts throwing from the north, and Swarmos hot back in the NYDUS. We've got banelings coming in. Oh my god, and the thing is, if this bio stims into the infestors, that's what I'm worried about. Locusts do not take out the planetary. The bio comes back. The Ling Bane's still running in. Mind Grapes. Oh my god, the fungal to end all fungals does run most of the infestors into the meat grinder, so unable to fully chain it. A lot of Marines die. There's still one more fungal there. One more fungal. Come on. No, Mind Grapes is going to go home. Mind Grapes is constantly focusing on trying to open up a new avenue. And you know what? Some pretty juicy fungals nonetheless. This Terran army is just running around in circles. This is absolutely the sort of games you get with this challenge. If you just focus on constantly attacking multiple angles, I mean, we're seeing matches where the defenders are just, it seems like a nightmare to play against. This whole challenge has been the defender just like clutching his butt, running around in circles going, can you fucking fight me front on, you piece of shit? The Baneling's actually trapping his own units there. Uh-oh, the Baneling force field. Those tanks getting some nice shots off. A good fight there for these nuts. Supply is actually very even right now. That fourth base is up and healthy. This base going down was a problem. Oh no, D's nuts. Please look it over. Let's go to D's nuts camera. When will D's nuts realize?
Mineral field.
2 command centers floating over the natural is trying to float those up there. Scroll down. You just saw 2 tanks on the bottom of your screen. Please scroll down. No. There's 2 tanks blocking the main base ramp. D's nuts, you've got to go look at the main base. Half of your army is trapped there. You actually have a bigger army right now. You're up 2 upgrades. You just need to stop staring at your army. Go home. Go home. Go home. D's nuts is like, I'm winning this game. My army's rallying across the map. Thankfully, the locusts do make him look at the main, but he doesn't realize. He looks back. Instead, he's too busy getting his army fungled on the front. Oh my god. There's units in his natural. His tanks are once again killing his own stuff, and he's like, wait, what? Oh, please tell me you realize there's too much happening. He looked back, he stemmed his Marines. I don't think he knows about the tank on the ramp. He still doesn't know. He unsieged one of them, but the other one's still sieged up. This is the... please! He realizes. 2 minutes of interruption, and D's nuts finally realizes that one of his balls was somehow stuck in his butt. I don't know how. Anyways, tanks here. Ultras coming forward. Is there enough Marines? The tanks... Actually, I think the Ultras could have crashed through. There was enough Banelings, but Mind Grapes doubting it. Okay, Mind Grapes, if you're watching this in the comments or in chat, can you please either chat in Twitch or tweet at me right now? Tell me where you play from, because that fungal was some mysterious shit. That missed by a screen. I don't see people miss fungal by a screen very often unless they play on 400 ping. So are you from Uluru or something, man? Like, where are you from? I want to know. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I live in Sevastopol or some shit. You're like, what? It's like, oh, I live up in a nomadic tribe in Kamchatka. Like, what? How do you have that much ping? Like, people in chat are saying it was a warning shot across the bow of the Terran. He meant to do it? Oh, sure. I'm sure Mind Grapes meant to do it. Yeah. Locusts going in the main. Another NYDUS popping up there. Oh my god. This game is off the chain, dude. The Terran has a 5th in the top. Like, I actually don't think the Terran's dead in this game, guys. I still think there's a decent chance of him winning. 3-3 starting, though, which is a problem. A drop does get in. Oh, they're all shooting the gas. Stupid units. Should have been going after the drones there. Tanks, though, going to get some nice shots from the high ground. This is a good position. Oh, Mind Grapes. Mind Grapes just trying to come right up that ramp. A terrible position. An awkward engage. Corrupt is rallying in. Mind Grapes has been on the offense for so long. And you can see now swapping into the defensive mindset is a bit difficult. It's just getting pushed back over there. That single Marine, Billy Bob the Great, takes down the NYDUS worm. Fungal. So many infestors. Oh my god. Every bile missed those medevacs somehow. I'm not even sure how. 5 Broodlords making. Uh-oh, that's a problem for this army. If these nuts can take out this hatch, maybe force a fight before the Broodlords are done, it would be good. But the NYDUS worms are keeping him too busy right now. And this Overlord has spotted for like 14 NYDUS worms. What an absolute hero. Now, D's nuts is going to try and force the issue, but the broods are done. The infestors are here. Oh, juicy fungal. These are good fungals, mate. These ones definitely aren't warning shots. Oh, 3 medevacs get biled as well. The Broodlords are here. He's building a hatchery behind the Terran army because that's the sort of player Mind Grapes is. I'm still not sure if his brain is a single glassy grape, literally a frictionless surface with not a single groove, even on the molecular level, or if he is in fact a bunch of juicy friggin' grapes, natural ones with all different curves and dents and furrows in them and different areas. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Mind Grapes or Mind Grape? You let me know which one you think. Is it 0 IQ or 300? Sometimes there's a fine line between the two, and it's kind of hard to differentiate, and I'm kind of torn, so I think I'll let Twitch chat and the YouTube comment section describe on this one. And it's going to be Burrow and Neuroparasite, which is a very cool way to finish things. I also like that the Broodlords are attacking across the map with literally 0 support. Is now bringing some Vikings, but some Infestors, sorry. But if there was even a few Vikings, he'd get absolutely dicked. Ooh, Fungal, big Fungaloo. Ooh. You know what? A giant Ling backstab as the Broodlords assault the main base. That's right, guys. It's a Zergling backstab on the natural, fighting SCVs, while the Broodlords assault the main base. That is actually a move. He's like, yes, I'm just splitting off my Broodlords for a run-by. You're like, what? You mean a flyby? And he's like, oh yeah, that one. You're like, okay, you psychopath. Well, that was some trench foot right there. Holy shit. Somebody needs to explain how fungal infections work to those Terran. You have to change your socks. Wear the spare ones around your neck so they dry off, mate. That was... Ooh. He's like, nah, we don't need to change our socks ever. It'll be fine. Brutal fungal infections abound. And that is a terrible way to go. Ooh. In this case, it was trench face, to be fair. That's where the infection is literally... They're like, sorry, young soldier. We just need to amputate so that the infection doesn't spread any further. And they're like, oh, okay. Is it me foot, me hand you're taking? They're like, nope, we're going to chop your head off. And you're like, oh, okay. That's literally just euthanasia, you shitty Terran surgeons. They're like, let's be real. We've seen the way Terran players treat their bio, right? They have these medevacs, but I'm pretty sure whenever they get pulled back afterwards, it's like one of those American Civil War things where they're like, yes, you took a small piece of shrapnel to the shoulder. We'll need to chop off both your legs. And you're like, oh, okay, good to see. It's an American Civil War era doctor. Great. The solution to everything is to chop everything off. Fan-bloody-tastic, you psychopaths. Anyways, Mind Grapes, thanks for that. That was a very good display of attacking in multiple areas for the entire game. Remember, guys, that game started with 12 queens popping into the main base, killing an SCV, damaging a refinery, and then getting back in the NYDUS and leaving. GG, well played, Mind Grapes. Thank you for that lovely display.